morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, God bless. How are you all doing? You all right? Busy? I've been a bit busy. It is Thursday today. So our Morris Manor, as you probably saw on the last one, that sold on Sunday. Apparently the buyer has got 7 days to pay. We've not been paid yet. I'm not bothered. But yeah, there's a bit of an update on my cat. I suppose another update for you, you know, because I don't know if I mentioned it. I suspect I haven't. But, you know, we were going on and on about buying a car. We're not going to buy a car. I know we spoke about Honda Jazz, VW Polo, Citroen C3 or a C4. I gotta tell you, that where we went with it, we said, okay, we'll pay 4.5. Well, I don't know what we'd get for 4.5 trouble. 6.5. Still a bit of trouble, really. This is how we went through things. So we said, okay, 12,500. We'll buy a second-hand used car, pay 12,500. Now, you would think you'd get a good one for that, wouldn't you? Reasonable. New ones are around 25,000, and to lease, they're over about 3 years. I think it was £4,000, something like that. I think where we ended up was, should we really be spending that sort of money, let's say £12,500 on a car? We use a car about twice a month. Kerry, my daughter, helps us out. Is it worth it? Yes, because we do need a car. You know, when we need a car, you need a car, don't you? And not all taxis or minicabs will allow whippet, you know. So if we're heading to vets, that can be an issue. We're having to rely on Kerry, daughter. Anyway, top and bottom was that if we buy used, we could get problems. And you know what dealerships are like about taking them back and repairing. Can't afford to buy new. We have to remember that Cheryl's job, it is still in its probationary period. Now, okay, we got 9.8 for the car. We'll probably end up with about 9,300 for the Morris Manor. That's good. But the idea of selling Grace, the Morris Manor, was to put the money in the bank and give us a bit of security. You'll also know that we have the VW camper. No, it's not a camper, that's wrong. The VW bus, it has no camping equipment in it as such. We have that. We've got a tent and all the camping gear. And we like camping, you know, on a site that has shower blocks, toilets, somewhere to eat, hopefully. But they're the sort of sites we would take the VW bus to. We would sleep in the tent, the three of us, and use the VW bus to make a cup of tea, sandwich, bacon sandwich, sausage, whatever. We would use that as sort of like a day van, I think they call them. Anyway, but the VW camper is sat on the drive and it won't start. It's got an earthing problem. So, all that aside, I won't go into detail. What we thought was, okay, we've got the VW, which we really like, the VW camper. Let's get it picked up, taken to somebody who knows what they're doing. Remember, it's got an American engine in it. The camera still keeps stopping. I think I was talking about the VW van and going camping in it and where we'd go camping. Anyway, decision has been made. I don't know if we're any good at making decisions, you know, honestly. I think we overthink them. See, I'm overthinking it. Anyway, so what have I been up to the last couple of days? Well, first of all, I think I mentioned on the last one, but probably not enough. I am sitting down, I am relaxing, I'm stopping. So I'll maybe do 3 hours DIY in the house. You'll see on this video where I'm going with things in terms of DIY a little bit anyway. I'll introduce you to what I'm doing. But yeah, I think when a lot of people say to you, you need to take it a little bit easier than you are doing, then I think you do, And I, to be fair, I'm a little bit annoyed at myself. Yeah, I'll put it that way. What happens is I've 2 or 3 days of manic activity, honestly. Whatever it is, renovating the house, or whatever it might be. And then I can't do a lot for the next couple of days. So really what I should be doing, it's what I've started doing since a lot of people said, Mike, steady up, calm down, sit down, Yeah, I'm taking it easier, put it that way. So thanks for all the comments on that. I do go through the comments. Me and Cheryl sort of split things up with regards to YouTube. You maybe know this, but Cheryl will come on YouTube these days as often as she can, remembering she's 40 hours a week, So she'll capture a bit of filming. I'll capture what I can, particularly of the renovation and DIY stuff. I then download it and edit it into a video, So what Cheryl does when she can is she goes on and goes through the comments and does her best to answer them. But there are only so many hours in the day, aren't there, So she's doing her best. I thought the best thing I could do is to have a look at the comments, particularly Mike on Monday, and do my best to answer them, which is what, I'm doing really, yeah. Right, so I'll show you what I've been doing. Yeah, getting ready for Christmas. You'll see, a little bit anyway. Now, would you believe I'm tidying me garage out again, but main thing today is I've got to get ready for Christmas. Yeah, I'm in my shed or garage getting ready. Anyway, putting some brackets up, ignoring. Put 4 brackets along here, which means I can get a lot of the timber off the floor on the wall. And I'll show you what I mean by getting ready for Christmas. It's probably gonna be Cheryl's first Christmas vlog. Not this, but the getting ready for it. I'll show you a bit later. All right, I must get on. So I'm just using these red plugs. They're good for just about everything, aren't they? They'll certainly be strong enough for this. So, a couple of things really. Why did I put a wedge or a spacer behind there, not at the top? It's so that the actual shelf leans back a little bit, not much but enough, so that things don't slide off. Yes. Bubble. Found another spacer for that. So now these brackets are just laying back a little bit. And now I know they're at face height, even for me at 5 foot 15 inches, but I will put a little telltale on the end of them just so I can spot them, and then in that way I won't bash my nose into them. Well, yeah, out my forehead again. So I can now get all the timbers off the floor and the bits and pieces, store them safely, you know, and get my floor swept. Kind of drives me mad it being untidy. Right, let's have a go. There's Willow. Now, she just got back from a walk and she's gone on sofa and I've covered her up. But because I've got a bit of a lunch out for myself, she's sat up. So she's going to want to head in her now. What do you look like, Bugglehugs? Yeah. In between the DIY jobs, I cooked 3 of these chicken breasts. I don't know if you've come across them. Morrison's, 3 for £10. So Cheryl will have some of this for her lunch today. Willow will have it for her lunch today. She's already had a bit of it for her breakfast. The rest can be frozen. I will cut it up and freeze it, and then it can be used as needed. But 3 for £10 seems reasonable value these days, doesn't it? Anyway, that's not getting the DIY jobs done, is it? Onward and upward. Well, so what we have here, a lot of Christmas lights, I'll get those out, baubles, trimmings, stuff. What's that called? I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, this is some of our Christmas decorations. We do have more. Now, you might say, well, why? How on earth do you have so much of it? I will explain, or try to. Tinsel. That's what that's called. Christmas tinsel. Right, where we ended up? Well, 1 set of lights with a transformer. 1 set of lights missing its transformer, but I know I've got a transformer. Big set of lights with transformer. And then we have a box of tinsel, probably charity, baubles that we're keeping, and big tinsel, and then a big box of baubles, charity, bag of rubbish. Also, lights with transformer, strange lights with transformer. And then I've got a bag of, I don't know what on earth that is. Anyway, it's decorative stuff. Cheryl might be able to use it on other vlogmases. Then a big bag of these ribbony type bow things. So that's where I'm up to so far. Done quite well so far. So far, so good. Oh, they flashed. There's my tea. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Mushrooms, tomatoes, chips, some very nice tomato ketchup, not by Heinz, and some sausages. I won't eat it all, but yeah, nice enough, innit? So, look, it's 5:45. That means Cheryl finished work at 5:30. She's doing her tea in the background. I've had mine. And Willow's had hers, of course. So, one after we have so much Christmas stuff, and we really do. We have, 8 sets of lights, and some of them have got 2,000 bulbs on them. Yeah. We have a huge Christmas tree, which is not going to go anywhere in this where we are now, our home here. So we're going to put that in the garden, and you'll see that come Cheryl's Vlogmas. The reason we have so much is that we used to own a big home. It was a Georgian mansion. I'm not going to go into all of that, unless you want to hear about it. I mean, we own the business. We worked a lot in the Middle East, Dubai, Qatar, Doha, them sort of things. So times were different. I'm going back a way. But anyway, we own this huge house. It had a ballroom where people back in the day would have dances, and there was a little staged area for, I guess they used to bring in, I don't know, 3-piece string set, orchestra. I don't know. Anyway, it was a big house. Times were different. It was, and to be fair, it was more than 10 years ago, Come back to earth since then, Anyway, if you want to hear about all of that, I'll do it on the next video that I do a mic on Monday, and I'll put some photos up of back then, Dubai and all the rest of it. But anyway, that's why we have so much Christmas stuff. Why did I do the Christmas stuff today? As much as anything, it was part of tidying up the garage and cleaning out the garage, as much as anything. Can you hear that sizzling in the background? I think Cheryl has put some bacon in. Is that bacon?
Steak.
Cheryl is cooking a steak, one of those saver steaks. Anyway, so this mic on Monday was a bit different, and that's how they're going to be now. I'm getting a lot of content throughout the week, and so I'm adding it to my mic on Monday. One thing people have been asking about is they can't find the new channel. I think Cheryl set that up now, but there won't be anything on it just now. I'm still making vlogs to go on that new channel, and that really will just be me chatting, by the way. But right, that's us done for today. Yeah, did you do anything for bonfire night? We didn't. Never bothered. Didn't even know it was happening, other than a few flashes and bangs outside, we never bothered, to be honest. Funny thing, isn't it? Used to love it as a child. So, yeah, that's us done for now. I know you've seen nothing of Cheryl on this video, but very busy. You'll see her on the next one. Actually, You'll have seen her on the one before this one because you'll have seen her on the Sunday video. This is going out today, Monday. Not mine today, yours today. Okay then, if you can hear me over the sizzling, we'll both see you next time. You take care. Bye for now.